Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. Today is Friday, so you guys know what that means. Grab a drink, join us. My buddy Westwood is on the other side of this. We're going to have a happy hour, whether the market's in the tank or not. We're going to get a little hopium to sell you. We're going to look back in history, see what the heck is up with Bitcoin and everything else, and just see what you guys think about it. We'd love to see what you guys think about it. So we're going to give you our opinion and then see what you have to say in the comments. So, and check out what our friends say in the live chat over on the side. So we'll be right back after this. Give us a like and share this video. Cheers, Westwood. Happy hour. We're not having a sad happy hour.
Cheers, my lady.
I've got mine extra strong today.
I got my Litecoin.
I love those.
Yes, from DGB. Mr. DGB. I can't believe he missed the, I guess I should have reached out to him. I didn't even think about it because he's in your area, not too far from you. Could have come to the Oklahoma City meetup, and I didn't even put it together. Could have had him down.
I'm sure he would have come if he could have made it.
I know. And I don't know if he knew. Maybe, I don't know. So I feel bad. I feel bad whenever, I'm just like, oh man, somebody's in the area and I can't remember everybody. So everybody's got to watch. They got to put their notifications
I'm sure they're all watching and they know and they're trying to make it in their area. We had, we're going to have another announcement. Well, actually, I'm going to put you on the
and here it is.
Hot seat.
No.
Yeah.
See, that's my answer. No. Whenever somebody's good, no. And then I can always say yes.
Well,
no.
Do we have a public location for June?
I am working on it.
Confirmed?
We do not have it confirmed yet. There will be a public location. I'll post it. I'll just say that's the thing. It's either going to be the 17th, which is a Friday, or the 18th. I'm not sure what day. I'm shooting for Friday, just regular happy hour.
The 17th. It has to be the 17th.
Well, I know. That's what I want to do. The location I want, struggling with right now. But I mean, there's other. I always have. I got like a definite backup location, but then I've got a second choice too. So. Let's just say it. We're going to have a live happy hour. We're going to have a live happy hour June 17th, Friday in Peoria, Illinois. I'll post it on my website, and it's going to be like to be determined the details of where it's going to be, but it'll be in Peoria.
June 17th.
Friday. Happy hour. Live. 4 p.m. Central Time. Until
4 p.m.
God knows when.
We'll shut the place down.
Yep.
That'll be awesome. Okay. I'm
looking
forward to that.
Was that the hot
something
seat?
To look forward. Yes.
Well,
that's the hot seat.
I'm off the hot seat.
That's a great way to get the day started. Yeah.
There we go. I'm gonna have a little gin that was distilled in Peoria, Illinois, right now.
Oh.
Organic.
Grains. Yes.
Organic grains.
And if we can, are we going to be able to have it there? Maybe.
That's what I want. I'm struggling with it because I'm going to have to go there in person again. And it's just like my time right now kind of sucks, but there's no phone number. Maybe I can
come up before then and go with you and we can do like a
if you want to
live stream from there.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a really cool place.
To the guy.
Yeah, it's really nice. Because if I said Litecoin Lisa wants to have something here, then he'd probably be like, oh, okay. But the Clint Westwood thing isn't.
I think the Clint Westwood thing would carry some weight.
There is a lot of weight to carry when you're Clint Westwood.
He's got some shoulders.
I got a lot of weight to carry, especially when I'm, got a lot of alcohol carrying on the backpacks,
There you go.
Preparing for the zombie apocalypse. You're always going to be prepared, with your supplies. So.
Yeah. Hey, so the other thing I want to do is tomorrow. So I am advising on a project called Kanaloa. Mm-hmm. And I did a video I think it was last week. Maybe it was a week before.
That's like 2 weeks ago.
Probably 2 weeks ago because of the chaos in our family recently. But and I wasn't able to do it live because my wallet thing wasn't working or my one website wasn't working. But then right after, so he minted a coin. Flo minted a coin live on the show. And then right after we figured out what the problem was. Is that the new puppy?
Yeah, and then the neighbor's grandpa is over here playing with the grandchild, and then he can leave after he gets it all wound up. So that's what's happening.
How that works.
I was going to call him Uncle Mitch, but I'm like, no, I'm going to call him Grandpa. He's over here making all kinds of noise.
Mitch is
Look at there, tearing up.
Getting the puppy all wound up and teaching it to destroy the furniture.
The couch and the pillow and look at oh my God.
We had our grand dog over here this week too, and Charlie planted 80 wavy petunias for Carly because we're going to have possibly her wedding in our backyard. I don't know.
Really?
Talking about things. Yeah. And so when she was a little girl, she wanted these pink wavy petunias under her bedroom window. And she picked the same exact ones for our backyard. So Charlie planted 80 wavy petunias.
So now you got petunias.
Well, but our grand dog is like a psychopath when it comes to squirrels. And she's a little schnauzer, little 9-pound schnauzer. And she's the cutest thing and has Charlie's heart and all this until she gets in the flower bed and runs up and down across the wavy petunias. And then she got in trouble for the first time ever.
And then it's like, you're actually going to be mean to me now? I thought you loved me.
Well, he wasn't mean to her, but he made her come inside.
Oh, yeah.
And then she couldn't run up and down across the wavy petunias. And
hey, dogs got to know its limitations.
A dog's got to know its limitations, yes. A grand dog. Yes.
Yeah, grand dog's got to know its limitations.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's the first time I've seen that.
Uh-huh. Ornery.
That's so funny.
So ornery.
Anyway, back to meetups and fun stuff. Little puppies are so distracting. But
they are.
They're wonderful. But
this is good gin. It's got great aroma. I think Nana would like it.
She would like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I want to go talk to that guy because I think that would be really cool if we could
I think it's perfect.
Do a custom like happy hour gin, or you could do a gin, or we get a gin for Nana. That would be cool.
Whatever, yeah.
A whiskey. Aren't you a big whiskey bourbon?
I am a big whiskey guy. They make their own bourbon. They make their own whiskey. They do it all on premises.
And then they do
a
vodka too, right?
They do vodka. They do gin.
So they
do a rye whiskey. They do a coffee liqueur. They do a ginger liqueur. Basically, kind of covers the gamut.
But they'll do like custom. They'll customize a bottle or a barrel or whatever, right?
Yeah, you can actually do that. You can contract them to do that based on what you want, and so that might be kind of a cool thing to do. And if you take the tour, they've got the barrels on site there. You know, they're barreling everything in. But I'm so
curious to talk to them about that process and what that would look like, and if we could do something like that, and then have it be some kind of, I don't know, maybe that somehow we do some kind of auction or have it be a benefit.
No, I think that'd be great. No, I think that'd be
channel or something.
Absolutely, that would be awesome. You know, something.
And
like
we
that.
Could do part of it like a prize to some of the viewers or something. I don't know. We'll think about it. And
lots of stuff going on. I just walk in there and say, I want everything. That's what I want. It's everything.
I want it all.
I want all these barrels. I want all this stuff. I'd love to own a distillery. I mean, that would be like my crypto dream. You know, my crypto job to have something like that going.
Yeah. We were talking about, so Charlie and I love to watch these. We're car obsessed, obviously. And he was working on Grace, which is the white 1980.
That's Grace, okay.
5 or 83.
I think it's remember. 3. I think it's an 83.
83.
I think so, yeah.
Diesel Mercedes that we bought from my friend that his dad brought over from Europe and or from Germany. Yes, Germany. And
Deutschland.
His dad bought it brand new, flew it over here, one owner, so it's been sitting in a barn for I don't know how long. And then we bought it from him and gave him Bitcoin for it because he wanted to get into cryptocurrency. And then Charlie's been like taking all the pieces apart, cleaning like the rim of the light
headlight. Yeah. All the little grease, all the little pockets, the residue and all that stuff, polishing it up. Oh, I can see that. Yep.
And then putting it all back together. And Cannon loves it because they get to play with tools and then
and he likes to build stuff anyway.
Oh,
be hands-on, so there you go. It's a big erector set, you put together.
We were at the homeschool store today, and he's like so excited. So he's in showing me his. He used his Litecoin to buy today. It's like a circuit board.
Yeah.
And you build different things, and then
little projects where you connect the wires up and it makes light go off or something.
Yeah, or it makes a song if you connect it a certain way, or a fan goes off or whatever, but you have to connect it a certain way to do these different projects. Anyway, he's so excited about it. I'm like, oh, that's wonderful. So he loves all the building and stuff. So they get to work on the cars together and all those kind of things. But they were working on Grace, and I forgot what my whole point of that story was.
It was to lead the Westwood. You need some grace. That was the.
I guess that's what it was.
Yeah, that was the end of it.
Anyway, yeah. So they were working on those. Oh, well, we were talking about cars and car obsessed.
Tip of the tongue.
Darn it! I feel like it has to do with these pictures over here. Oh, I've got distracted. I'm sorry, guys.
No more milk duds.
Crazy week. Okay, so I did want to talk about Bitcoin.
Let's hear it.
Saw
the Bitcoin.
The Bitcoins. I saw a tweet today that said that the last time, so Bitcoin has been in the red for over 6 weeks.
Struggle.
They said
the struggle is real.
Oh, I was leading into fuel.
Something about fuel.
I was leading into
fuel.
I was.
Theta fuel.
No.
Natural gas. What are we talking about? What was she leading into?
Yes.
Huh? Yes.
Fuel shortages.
And the gas prices. No, that wasn't it. Okay.
Maybe that's what I got out of it.
Well,
Mitch is reading my mind.
I know he's got the crystal ball over here, and he's rubbing it proficiently, trying to get an image.
I don't want to hear about that.
No, it's we got a magic 8 ball too.
Okay.
Looking in the bottle.
Hey, Litecoin God's here, and Patty McMullen's here. Jim Montgomery. We need to say hi to everybody.
I know there's a lot of people in here.
Ben is here.
We turn them off. Let's.
Charlie G. Great Gazoo. Daddy O. I was talking to Daddy O and Tom before you jumped on here.
Can't get that anymore. Russian standard. Russian standard vodka. With the mule included.
Sam Storm, hey there. Jim Montgomery.
All right, time for some scotch.
Magic Torch. Mark Weems, Divvy Daddy.
A lot of good peeps in here.
That's what else I was talking about was more meetups.
There it is. The meetups.
Yes, I need to stay on target. And Nancy Iceman and Johnny Midas and Blind Dave.
Johnny, welcome. Have a great day. Johnny's always like the first one on my videos to say, hey, good morning, Clint.
That's sweet.
From California.
Master 79 and Polly P.
From the road.
I know I saw his video where he's like, I wish I was turning there or something. I wish I was exiting there.
Wish that was my exit. Nope.
Yeah. Johnny Midas. There's Litecoin Lisa. Okay, I think I said hi to everybody.
Hashtag triple L. Lovely Litecoin Lisa.
You're very sweet.
I try.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is, back to the coins. That's where. Sorry,
Bitcoin. That's what it was. We're going to talk about Bitcoin.
No. Wait. Let me stay on target, and then we'll get to Bitcoin because I do want to talk about Bitcoin and the red Bitcoin. And then I want to pull up a chart, and I'm really curious what happened the last time Bitcoin was red for this long, because it's only happened one other time. So we're going to look at that in a minute. But so the Kanaloa guys, so right after the show, then we figured out what I did wrong, which is that my screen wasn't zoomed out right. And so I'm going to get Sean and the Kanaloa team to sometime this weekend do a live stream for my or a Zoom call with my Patreon members, and let them also be able to mint a coin of their own on Kanaloa. But I want them to be able to do it on a Zoom call where they can like actually interact and ask questions, and like, because I think you have to ask somebody right now to send you like one Kanaloa or one Kana coin.
And then you get 10 Bitcoin back?
No.
I'm just messing with you. Sorry.
But I think we have to right now send them one. So I may have to send them one Kona. But I want somebody to be there with me to make sure that all my patrons get it done right. So if you're already a Patreon member, then kind of be watching for that, because I'm going to get somebody from the dev team to set up a time. They're in Switzerland, so it'll probably be either
the Schweiz,
probably Sunday morning sometime. If it's not this weekend, it'll be next weekend. Actually, next weekend might be a better time, because that'll give people more time to sign up and then have some heads up on when to do it. Or I might do it both weekends, actually, because I want to get more people to have an opportunity to do that. I might do it twice, because it literally takes like less than 5 minutes to do it. You just have to have a MetaMask wallet. There might be some other wallets that work. I know I had a MetaMask wallet that worked. And then it's super easy. And I minted 10 Lisa coins. And so now there's Lisa coins on the blockchain. It was super cool. So I thought, once we figure this out and we decide, I want to be strategic about when we do a happy hour token, and how many we want, because there's strategy about like, do you want scarcity or do you want a lot of them? Or do you, and then they were talking to me about how they're divisible. And because you put that into the calculation as well. And so anyway, so when we decide to do a happy hour coin, which then I thought that would be a cool thing that we could give out to people, like as they're watching the show, we could ask questions or do whatever. And then and then we could send them coins.
Make it rain.
Yeah. I thought that would be cool. So, and then they could even, like, when they come to a show, they could, you can pay in happy hour tokens for, maybe we have merch or who knows what.
Well, not exactly. You create your own currency is basically what it comes down to. You be your own bank.
Right.
Quit using the vampire casino chips. Get out of it. You come up with creative ways to get out of that system. That's what you got to do.
Right. So anyway, I was really excited about that. But back to the Bitcoins, I wanted to pull up like a coin gecko or something.
Let's see it.
Let me
grab a gecko off the wall and show him on the screen.
And go back. They said it was back in 2014.
Okay.
That
I remember it well.
It was a very good year. Yes. We're not going to start singing, but let me see.
I switched from the gin to some scotch, so I don't know any of your scotch drinkers out there.
I don't know how you don't just get sick.
I don't know. Well, I was born sick, so, it's like the level playing field that I'm on.
Okay. Let's see. This would be, what would we do? Max. And then we'd go back to 2014. Oh my gosh, but you can't see it.
Yeah, do max. And then you can actually, there should be handles or something to where you can compress it to where you want, pull it. Can you, see, I'm thinking touch screen. I just want to go,
yeah. Here, 2014, May.
That's a daily.
Red, right?
That's May 2022 there that you're on.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like
it says 2014 down here.
When you're hovering over it, see the bubble that's popping up, it does say 2022. So there's a way to compress that and expand that. Maybe it's down there at the bottom with the timeline. Are there little handles on that? Go back to max.
Oh crap.
Max headroom.
Yeah.
Max. Or Max Kaiser. Which one do you want?
Okay, hold on. It has to
and
be
so
this.
I think down at the dates way at the bottom are there little
yeah.
handles that you can like compress it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hold on. Crap. I'm terrible at this.
Trying to do a little TA on happy hour.
Yeah, I'm terrible at this. This is where you know I never look at price.
So yeah, there's something down there along that bar window that you can
oh yeah, here we go.
Slide it to where you just pick your frame.
Yep, there we go.
Okay, so there's 2014.
Yeah, April 2013, August 2014.
Ah, there we go. And see, when you zoom in, look at how, oh my gosh, how volatile. It's just crazy. And then you zoom out and it's like a flat line.
Okay, so this must be what they were talking about where it was like red for so many weeks or whatever, but then it shot up.
Expand it to the right a little bit more so we can see more of 2014 there, because we're ending at March, it looks like. We want to go a little bit further into 2014, I think, a little further past. There you go.
September.
Keep going. Yeah, keep going. Let's see what we end up with.
There's January 15th of next year. Okay.
Okay, so you see how it's just like, looks like that perfect market cycle that you see, you know, the Wall Street market cycle, whatever the index, you know, you've seen that chart before. And how you go through the emotions. Oh, here's the exuberant phase, you know, and here's the depression phase, and here's the disbelief, and you know, and all that. That's what it looks like. That's like a market cycle, and you see how long it drags on and drags on and drags on. But then what happens? The exciting part, if you go further to the right.
You want me to go further to the right?
Yeah, a little bit more. Let's see where we're at. I want to kind of see how that plays out.
Past the January?
Yeah, let's just see. Because it's in a downward trend and it seems like forever. I just want to look at it.
So then you get into the next year.
Okay, yeah, so you're starting another market cycle up.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that big bowl. I mean, so I guess I'm trying to think so you were looking for in 2014, sideways action.
Yeah, no, 2013
into. Okay, into 14?
Into 14.
Okay, so back it off. Okay, you're right.
Okay, they said in 2014, for 6 weeks, it was red. So if we get out of 13 into 14.
Okay.
Where's 14? Hold on.
It looks like, from what I'm looking at.
Wait, I went too far. January. Okay, so January, the first spike was in January 14. So then it was down into January 14. Well, it doesn't look that great, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't look that great. But if you zoom out and do the max, and then, I mean, it's even hard now because, you know, we're looking at, you know, 2009 to now.
It looks like it was quite a while before it went up.
And then it spiked up again. You know, it bowled up. You see that climb. Somebody that I've been following lately, Crypto Wars, if you've ever, I mean, he gets into some comments that people might not like, but that's Twitter. But, you know, he's been doing some good charting that I've been following and looking at the long-term trend, specifically of Litecoin. Gets into Bitcoin too, but he's more focused on Litecoin. And, I mean, you're just riding along the bottom channel right now. And at any point, it's going to break out. It really is. And his you know, thesis, I think, is, you know, he's thrown it out there a few times, is that the market has been almost paused for a year. And so it's like extended from a 4-year cycle to a 5-year cycle now. So I don't know. A lot of people say, hey, we're in a super cycle. We're in this cycle, that cycle. I don't know how, with the technology, with the fundamentals that you have in Litecoin right now, with Mimblewimble having gotten locked into the blockchain, becomes active on May 19th. I don't know how that does not go up and become used a heck of a lot more now. I don't know. I mean, all it takes is a catalyst for this market to move. I mean, there's so much money in the system. It's just, where does it need to end up? And that's what people are struggling with right now. Stock market, is it safe there? Are the Feds raising rates? We got war in Ukraine. We've got all these things going on, and we might have mandates coming back, and then we've got, the Supreme Court's going to make all these. You know what I'm saying? You got the Supreme Court. Oh my gosh, we need to put a fence up and defend them and save them, and and then people are showing up at their houses. So you're getting this. Oh, all of these fears going again.
So I went to a political event on Thursday night.
You went back to the school?
No, I went to a political event last night for T.W. Shannon, who is this Christian conservative guy who's running for Senate. He's a constitutionalist. He believes in small government. He's really, really bright. He's a banker. So I went up to him afterwards, and lawyer and really bright guy. He also believes in getting rid of getting the government out of nonprofit work as well, which I really support.
Yeah.
Because originally the church did that stuff, the community did that work.
Correct.
And so
it wasn't government's business.
We didn't, and they actually did solve problems because relationship was involved.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't this perpetual, money handouts and enabling people and destroying families, encouraging to destroy families. And so I don't know, I really like him. I really liked what he had to say. And there's this amazing lady, Star Parker. She started a group called Cure, and she's doing a lot of amazing work and put out some great articles. She has a TV show once a week, and she's written articles for Epic Times, and she's been on lots of shows. Anyway, she's amazing. She's going to come on my show, so we got to talk. But they were talking, and we were talking about the leak, the Alito's document and the leak for the Supreme Court. And they said, well, actually another document was supposed to come out, and it was the one about the schools. And she's like, did you hear about that one? And I said,
you're like, no, please tell.
No, what do you mean? And she said, gosh, what was it? It was about the waivers. They were trying to get the
like vouchers.
Where
you can choose your school.
Right, but it was going to refuse. It was part of kind of like the Build Back Better, but they got that stopped, where they were going to try to put the 3-year-olds, take the force, mandatory pre-K at 3
get
years
them in the
old.
system young.
Yeah, but they were refusing Christian schools, and they were refusing, and that you had to be, the teachers had to be have master's degrees and be libtards and all this crap.
Right.
Well, what she was talking about is the one that was going to come out has the vouchers refuse Christian schools. So the plan was that they were going to do these school choice, but except you couldn't. It would be refused to Christian schools.
Okay.
There would be an exception for Christian schools. And I'm like, oh, that would make people go nuts too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what it is. I think that's all this is. It's just engineered, divide and conquer mentality. They want to get us so worked up and so fired up about whatever issue it is. And what's the biggest hot button issue you can find? Start at the big A. Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's the biggest hot button issue. So my daughter comes home today and says, okay, so the teacher wants us to have a debate on abortion in school. Yeah, I know. And she said, I think her comment was, I'm just not educated enough on that, and I don't want to talk about it, because she just wants to get involved in the mess.
Yeah,
and then he said, well, everybody's going to have to get educated on it because we're having the discussion. And it's like, it's almost like they just want that warring in the streets and that conflict and that just to feed on it. It's that negative energy that people feed on, and, and the system feeds on, because we're all distracted and we're not paying attention to the real stuff that's going on. Like the money's being destroyed and sucking our energy away.
That's not what she could do to get out of it is bring up the fact that that's not even what the issue is. That's not even what Roe v. Wade is.
No, it's really a states' right issue.
Yes.
It's like the Civil War was a states' right issue.
That's where she could be like, just be quiet, not say a word, shake her head. And then when it's her turn to go up there and say, well, did you actually know that the true issue is that it is, and what the leak was, that it's supposed to be decided at a state's level. So
and so the national government, see, that's what the leftists have always used, is big government.
A distraction.
Yeah, they've used big government to, come down on you. Yeah, and the media, all the tools and the talking points. But at the end of it, it's just an illusion. Really, it comes down to the state, and if it's not that, then it's the people specifically. And
well, there's a lawsuit because of that, calling that out. There is a lawsuit that to call that out.
And as far as power, while you're looking for that power of the people, you look at what's the most powerful entity, I would say. What's the most powerful group of people in this country? I would argue that it's a jury, because there's a thing called jury nullification, that if you, and the Supreme Court's even ruled on this way back in the past, and it's been precedent forever, couple hundred years. So they can say that this is a crime. Congress, state, whatever, passes a law, says this is a crime, and you violate that, you break the law, and you go to trial. A jury can say, yeah, you did that, you broke the law that was passed, but we're not going to convict you. So a jury sits in judgment not only of the crime, but the law itself. So in other words, a jury can nullify all of the law that Congress has created. And so that's the power that we have as the people. Ultimately, if they pass any law that they want, they can say, hey, a black person's a slave. Oh, he's property. No, they can say whatever they want. It doesn't matter. But if you break the law, an unsound law that they pass, and you're in the courtroom in a trial, the jury of peers can decide. Those 12 people can throw that law out and say, no, you're going free. That law's unjust. I mean, that's how easy it is. It really comes down to we, the people, make the decision. So, this national government stuff and this Roe v. Wade, it all kind of ties in. You really don't have the authority to enforce any of that. It goes to the states, and then the states devolve to the people. And so we just got to realize that. And you've always said it's the constitutional education of America. I mean, that's what this all is, rolling it all out. And so you've got your article there. Let's get into this.
That's where I'm so excited that I walked up to TW Shannon, and he's got to be, I don't know, 6'6", because I was in heels. I'm 5'2", but I was wearing heels, and I was like this trying to talk to him. And I said, I hear you speaking, and you're talking about the Constitution, and I was excited to hear that you were in banking, and you're saying less government and all that. And I don't know if you know, but the state of Oklahoma was talking about, or put at least a portion of our treasury in gold, and that allows us some protection against the Fed. But I would like to know what your thoughts are on constitutional money, and protecting our state with constitutional money, or going back to constitutional money and possibly getting rid of the Fed. And he was like, well, we've got to stop the spending. And I was like, okay. And I let him kind of say his sound bite for that. But then I was like, okay. And then he's like, and I was like, and possibly using cryptocurrency or Bitcoin. And he was like, and then he talked about regulation a little bit. And then I was like, okay, but then we talked more about constitutional money, and going back to, what is mentioned in the Constitution with the silver, and all that. And he was like, he was really open to listening to it. And so we're supposed to meet and talk about it. And I was talking to him about, the resources that are in Oklahoma, and how we could scale so quickly in Oklahoma, like what Texas is talking about doing, they can do, and they'll be really successful, but they're so big. I mean, they're larger than a lot of countries.
Correct. And they are, their economy is bigger than many countries.
Right. But Oklahoma, we're so small, but so rich in resources that we could scale so quickly with our resource, but we're rich in resources, small in people. And we could scale
you don't have as much bureaucracy and the crap to overcome.
Right.
And that's what the states were supposed to be, little incubators, you know, so that, you know, this state can try this out. And if it works, other states will say, well, shit, look what they're doing in Oklahoma. You know, there's the blueprint. And then you take that and extrapolate that onto your state. And that's the whole idea. It's not the United States, it's these United States is what it comes down to. We're all individual, you know, we have different personalities and cultures. And so you're absolutely right. That's the way to do it. I mean, because you have more freedom there. You're completely red. I mean, and you've got less population. You don't have the big urban areas that are so heavily dependent like California.
Yeah. Even our big cities are not that big.
It's not right. It's not in LA. It's not, you know, Chicago. It's not that kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, back to this. So there was a lawsuit that was filed. I believe this was filed yesterday. This is a document that this Attorney General Eric Schmidt filed in Missouri and Louisiana, filed lawsuits against Joe Biden, Jen Psaki, Dr. Fauci, and other top-ranking officials for allegedly colluding with social media companies to suppress freedom of speech under the guise of combating misinformation.
No.
Come has to do with the 230 thing. So this is where that's gonna. So I think the timing of Psaki stepping down and then
Friday the 13th, next Friday the 13th, we're gonna be on live, right? Friday the 13th.
Is that her last day?
That's her last day.
Yeah. So I think that's really interesting. But so if you guys want to see this, you can go check out my Twitter at Lisa Mighty Davis on Twitter, and there's that. And then I also went and posted. Well, I guess I could play this.
Do it.
Let me see.
Oh, God. Help me. Is Lisa frozen? There she is. Moving now. No?
General of Missouri, the top law enforcement in the state. He's joined the suit. He joins us tonight. Mr. Attorney General, thanks so much. The states of Missouri and Louisiana have just filed a lawsuit against the administration, including officials like Jankowicz, for colluding with big tech to censor speech, which they are doing. The Biden administration does it in public. They've repeatedly called on Facebook, Twitter, other platforms to censor opinions that are critical of them. Eric Schmidt is the Attorney General of Missouri. He's the top law enforcement in that state. He's joined the suit. He joins us tonight. Mr. Attorney General, thanks so much for coming on. Tell us why you're suing.
Look, we're taking on, we're fighting back against the two of the most powerful and corrupt institutions that are out there, big government and big tech, for colluding, working together to suppress speech. And they do it in a couple different ways, Tucker. They hold over these special protections like Section 230 protections unless they censor more. They also have been very outspoken. Jen Psaki's talked about how they're flagging posts now in July of last year, flagging posts for Facebook as disinformation. So they're working directly with them. We know that. And then now this newest Orwellian chapter, this dystopian chapter of the Ministry of Truth. I mean, you have Mary Poppins in charge of this thing, I guess. That would be like putting, by the way, Cruella de Vil in charge of managing an animal shelter. It's a total disaster, okay? These folks are nuts. They're intent on suppressing speech. They don't like calling it disinformation, misinformation, filing a lawsuit. And Tucker, you talk about this all the time. The reality is individuals have a right to speak their mind. This is at the core of the American experiment, that this is a God-given right. Government's there to protect those rights, not to tell you what you can say and when you can say it. So this lawsuit, it's a landmark lawsuit. We're going directly after the collusion. They're working together to suppress speech, and we're fighting back.
So just as quick as a constitutional matter, government cannot encourage censorship. That's a direct, I mean, we know that through the Supreme Court, many rulings over years, that's a violation of the First Amendment, correct?
Yep, that's exactly right. And what we're arguing in this case, Tucker, is that they're outsourcing that. The government is outsourcing the censorship to their big tech partners. They're flagging it. And by the way, they're terrified. When we get into discovery here and find out how Jen Psaki and Fauci and, you know, Mary Poppins here are working with the big tech partners, what they're asking, what they're telling them to take down, we know it's the laptop from hell. We know it's the origins of COVID. We know it's the ineffectiveness of masks. We know all of these things that they've been working with them on, and this lawsuit will help bring those to light and expose it, and that's why it's an important case.
Mr. Attorney General, I appreciate you coming on.
I just thought that was hilarious.
That's what you got to do, though. I mean, you got to use humor to illustrate absurdity. Be absurd by being, illustrates the absurdity. Limbaugh did that well, illustrating the absurd by being absurd. And that's it. It's like Mary Poppins and Trump did that well. It's like, little, Adam Schiff, it's like, but people laugh about it and then they make them a laughing stock. And that's what you got to do with these people because they're clowns. I mean, you look at this chick that's going to be in charge of the Ministry of whatever the F it is. And because now we've got the Ministry of the Justice Economic, what is it? The Environmental Justice League, whatever it is they're talking about. Like, and Merrick Garland standing up there like, and they're all like comic book, just evil characters. I mean, you see them in like Batman movies. I mean, that's what you're looking at right now. Chucky Schumer. You look at these people and you think, man, these are just like dark entities. Ugh.
Who's the one, the penguin?
Yeah, the penguin. Danny DeVito played him in there, but it was Burgess Meredith, the old one.
What's his name though?
The penguin.
No. But what's his real name though? Not Chuck Schumer.
Mr. Penguin. Oh, no. Master Penguin, the master of my realm. Oh yeah, the one from New York that shat himself walking away from the podium. I can't remember.
Mr. High Pants. Nadler.
Yeah, Nadler.
Mr. High Pants. Yeah.
Nerdler. The Nerdler. I mean, and then you look at Pelosi, and I mean, you look at Maxine Waters.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at all these.
Oh, what about
characters.
the one that looks like Beetlejuice?
The mayor of Chicago.
In Chicago, yes.
I mean, that's what you're looking at, though. I mean, you look at these people, and it's like, wait a minute, you just like resonate weird energy. It's just you can't. How could you sit down and have coffee with a person like this?
No.
I mean, honestly, how could you keep a straight face? I couldn't do it. I wouldn't.
No.
I'd be laughing. It'd be like Austin Powers, just like moly. He's like, remember that one? I mean, it's just like you cannot keep a straight face around some of these people because they're not legitimate. They're just a clown show. It's an epic clown show. It really is.
It's crazy. It is really crazy.
And it's on both sides of the aisle, but most of them are on one side of the aisle.
Well, and did you hear how many times he said the Constitution in that
Yes.
in that clip? They both mentioned the Constitution so many times, and that's what when we were at that event, and I'm talking with TW and with Star, and I said, and I kept talking to them and directing them back to the Constitution, and they were talking about it too. And I said, and I believe that the Constitution is based on the Magna Carta, which is based on our God-given rights. And they were like, girl, you know some stuff. I said, yes. I'm like yes. Hardcore patriot.
Lisa's gonna be right there, chief of staff of somebody at some point.
I
can tell you that right now.
I don't want to be in there. I want to be out here.
I'm the same way. I'm just like
I don't want my hands tied. Yeah, I don't want my hands tied.
I'm gonna give you some advice, but other than that,
yeah, I want to go fight for everybody. I think your hands are tied if you're in there. I mean,
absolutely.
Unless I really thought you could get some things done in there.
But you look, Trump as president, one of the most powerful, arguably, people in the world. I mean, as much as he wanted to get done, how difficult was that? Very difficult. I mean, it really was. The wall didn't get built. You got stonewalled. I mean, it was up to Russia
remember at the beginning? No, it wasn't though. Remember in the beginning when they were doing all those meetings they were doing where it was like him, Melania, his kids, they were having all those meetings where I think that's when some serious stuff was getting done.
I think it was all laid out. I mean, he made early visits to Jing Pao Pao and at the Emerald City. No, what was it? It was the one city over in China that nobody goes into.
All those peace deals.
Right, exactly. All that was in place. And we're seeing the fruits of it now. The fact is, though, I mean, if you were able, but you got to be patient. You see, you got to think long term like the vampires do. And so it's not going to happen overnight in one term or two terms even. And that's what's frustrating to most people. That's why you don't want to run for politics. But that's why they're there forever, and that's why they become like old, aged, multimillionaire vampires, because they're there forever and they just want to see the whole thing. It's a long game, and that's what they realize. Most of us are like, let's get this done now. I want to see people getting hanged. Line them up. And that's really what it is. And so we don't feel like things are getting done, but they are getting done. They really are. You look at what 2016 was and the path we were going to be on, and
Yeah.
how much has changed since then. And you might think that, oh, well, you know, it's still horrible. No. There's so many people much more awake now. I mean, you didn't have the term deep state, fake news, you know, all these things. You didn't have this awareness that is there now in the people. And I think it would have come anyway. I think, but you had Trump that like accelerated it, you know, and like,
Yes.
you know, dropped a bomb. It's like, you know, help people to wake up earlier than they would have awakened. And that's a good thing, because it's just like, just wake up, just pay attention to what they're doing to you and how they're stealing your energy, and realize they're vampires. Quit giving them your power.
And
'cause
what's
they have
in your
no power.
food.
Oh,
and
God, the food's just wrecked.
Yeah.
My milk duds are up 25%. You know, that's a problem for me. You know, I got an issue with that.
You got to get some, we got to get you some healthy candy.
Well, the thing is,
Do they make healthy candy?
they do.
You have such a sweet tooth.
I can be self-destructive. That's my problem. I do a lot of things I shouldn't do, you know, and I go through periods, these waves, kind of like a chart, like a cryptocurrency chart. You know, I'm up
You're
here,
very volatile.
and then I'm down here.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I go in cycles, you know, so, you know, I go through a heavy cycle where I'm doing a lot of bad things. And then, you know, I get leaned out, you know, and I'm in the, So right now I'm just, I don't know, hit the nuke button.
Oh, so back to, speaking of cycles, I'm cycling around talking about meetups again, because I was thinking of Divvy Daddy being in the
cycle back.
No,
cycle
don't even
back.
Go there with me. Don't even go there with me. Beer and chicken wings. Hey, we haven't seen you in a
BCW
while.
in the house. Whoop.
BCW.
I saw a great
Asian
Gazoo was dropping
unicorn.
some truth earlier. Great
what did
Gazoo.
he
I got to get a
say?
hold of you, brother. That's way
I was
back.
talking about lizards.
It's way back.
And Doyle
sugar
Wayne.
cane. Yeah.
Hi, Doyle Wayne. We haven't seen you in a while either. So
Meet up January 17th, June 17th, and January 17th. June 17th, Peoria, Illinois, Whiskey City. We're going to have a meetup, a live happy hour.
Yep.
Whiskey City. Look it up. There's great history there. The Whiskey Trust. Look that stuff up. Biggest producer of distilled spirits in America. Funded the national government back in the 1800s. Peoria, Illinois.
Exciting. And then we were on a Crypto Confidential AMA. So if you're in my group with Crypto Confidential, if you're not already, go check it out in the description. Check out the link. There's a video on my website. Also, you can watch an interview with one of the attorneys on the group, Michelle Harper. And she discusses some of the ways they can help you out with the group, or some of the benefits being in the group. But they're going to do a private meetup in August on one of the group members' private ranch.
Well, if I can get an
property.
invite, I'll be there.
Well, you are invited, because they invited us. They're asking us to do a happy hour the day before. So it's like an hour and a half outside of Atlanta. So they're going to they're going to book, get a hotel nearby, and then they're finding a restaurant so that we can do a happy hour. So this will be like 2 months after we do the Peoria one. So
Very nice.
that'll be something to look forward to in August. Because
don't underestimate the Peoria thing, and this is why we're not doing it every month, because we're going to put a lot of energy into the meetups that we're going to this year. I mean, this one in Peoria is going to be good. I mean,
it'll be huge. Yeah.
It really will be. I mean, the next night, I'm still debating, down on the riverfront, they got the bands back, and I'm like, I kind of love going to those.
It'll be probably like a multi-night thing.
It could be. It really could be.
It could be.
Need to get VIP access so you can follow us around.
Well,
maybe we'll get a party bus.
We'll do the VIP dinner. So we'll do happy hour that's free and open to the public, but then we'll have a VIP dinner. And that's typically only 12 to 15 people.
There's some good restaurants in downtown Peoria.
And
right
so
down
that'll
there
be
in the warehouse district.
And those tickets go to Patreon first. Get first dibs on those. And then I usually, if you're Patreon, you have so many days to purchase those. And then within probably a week or two of the event, then I open it up to general public. And then the day of the event, if there's any left, like the one in Oklahoma City, I think we only had, did we have 2 or 3? I don't remember. We had a couple seats left in Oklahoma City and they filled.
All right. So you need to get that link up on the Patreon. Everybody's watching right now. Join the Patreon. Go buy the tickets. I don't know where it's going to be at yet. It's going to be in Peoria, Illinois. We're going to be hanging out with Litecoin Lisa, Clint Westwood. After the live happy hour show, you're going to be part of the VIP entourage. And we're going to go. There's breweries downtown. There's who knows where we're going to end up. So, but you're going to get a dinner out of it. You know, we're going to sit around and talk, whatever you want to talk about. And then we'll see where the night goes at that point. I used to run a nightclub that didn't close till 4 a.m., so look out.
Oh, Lord.
I know, right?
Yeah. That'll be fun. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So get on that Patreon.
Yeah. And we're going to be doing the class on minting your own, the live Zoom.
Am I on that? Are you talking about me doing that?
Yeah, you can come jump on it.
No, I didn't know if you wanted me to be on it. If you don't want to be on it, I'm good with that. I just need to know where I need to be. I need somebody to tell me where I need to be. So if I don't need to be there, I'm good.
You do not need to be there.
Okay. If you need me to be there, you got to let me know and like beat it into my head.
You don't need to be there for that one.
All right, cool.
That one will be me and a Kanaloa.
Corn pop.
No corn pops allowed. Did you see my Paletti?
It's beautiful.
I got it framed and matted.
And you met him, didn't you, down in Miami?
I did not.
Come on, man.
I know.
The one person you really should have
that I'm
met
like
down there
obsessed with his work. Yeah, that I love his work. And somebody sent me this for Christmas, anonymously. And so I had it matted and framed, and then I totally didn't think about him being there. And I didn't see him, and my feet were killing me. So I met Reggie for the first time in person.
How tall is he?
He's not as tall as I thought.
See, the camera lies. You just never know. You think he's like taller than you.
So I thought he was
You'd
like
never know
6'4".
You'd never know I'm like 6'5.5". You really wouldn't.
He's at least 6'1", 6'2".
Okay.
I thought he was like 6'4".
Yeah, we need to buy a ghost town. I agree. Gazoo.
Buying a ghost town?
Yeah.
Where would you put the ghost town?
Well, you'd buy one, like an old mining town or something, something. I'll tell you what, I'd love to buy one of the haunted towns. They got all these. You ever watch Paranormal, caught on tape?
No, I don't watch that stuff.
Oh my gosh, I'm addicted to it. I can't help myself. I mean,
no.
That's
I see
VIP
enough
dinner.
ghosts.
I want to talk about some. Yeah, I know, right?
Nope.
But I'm just like,
you. My sister came to my dream, but I am not scared of her when she comes and visits me.
Yeah.
She typically doesn't a lot, but no, thank you.
You don't want me coming back.
No.
I'll keep you up all night. I'll be a hot mess.
No, thank you.
Every cabinet's going to be open. Every drawer is going to be open. If you don't have any alcohol, I'm going to be ringing that doorbell all night.
No, so when I was helping at Mom's house, I was cleaning all these rooms, and I kept finding little screws around, like where you wouldn't find a screw, or like I'd move like a milk crate, those plastic crates.
Yeah, used to be metal, now they're plastic.
Yeah, now they're plastic, and I'd set it down, and then I'd move it again, and then a screw would fall out. And I'm like, that just has books in it. Why is a screw fall out? But Mia leaves screws around.
Okay.
And so that's her little thing, like she was helping me or she was with me.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's like our little family
That's
thing.
the connection. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I got you.
Well, I met another mom that had a child pass away. It was actually when Cannon was doing his little Christmas play, and she was like the stage mom that was over his little boys group for Christmas Carol, and he was having a hard time and not feeling good or whatever, and so she shared with us that she had lost her little boy, and so we were talking about some different stuff, and he was laying there on the floor and kind of anxious about the play and whatever.
Mhm.
And so we're talking about some different things, and he goes, "Mom, look," and holds up a little screw. And I was like, "See, Mia's with you. She's telling you to be brave." And
There you go.
all this. And she was like, "Oh, does Mia leave?" She goes, "We have acorns." She said, "Our little boy leaves acorns for us."
Wow.
And she said, "And they'll like show up in the house, or they'll be like in the car, and we're like at the beach or something." She's like,
how the hell that acorn get there?
Yeah. And she's like, "It's really weird kind of stuff." I said, "Yeah, it's just one of those things." And whether it really got there because of you could justify it, or
you can make, any kind of
Yeah.
excuse, any kind of reason, any science that you want to put behind it.
Yes.
But the fact is, does it make an impact on you? Does it change your
If
thinking?
it comforts you and brings you comfort, then
it's magic.
then
There's
it's
not enough
magic.
magic in the world.
Yeah.
There needs to be more magic in the world, right?
Yeah. So
Make this
That's
alcohol
kind of-
disappear.
and the more you do that,
More magic
Then-
that you see.
yeah. Mhm. And my secret sister gave me this cup. My secret sister
You have
from
a secret sister?
from school. The moms support
okay.
each other, so it's
Alright.
called Scars
There's
and
not a-
Stripes.
Scars and stripes.
So it supports warriors.
I thought it was
vets.
because you got through the homeschooling. It was called Scars and Stripes.
Well, I did. I was very proud of myself for getting through my first year of homeschooling, and I signed up for year 2.
Whew. When's that start? What's the countdown?
In August. We go back in August, and today, like I said, we went to the homeschool store because we're going to teach this summer. Bless Cannon's heart. He's like, "I thought you said we were done." I'm like, "Well, we're going to do like a summer camp at home. We're going to learn cursive handwriting. We're going to work on your multiplication facts for just so you can stay on top of it."
It's like, can I go back to public school, please? I'm not doing this much work.
And we're doing his coding.
Oh, you're just high expectations being at home.
Yeah, and what else did I do? Cursive, math facts, coding. What else did I buy him? Oh, money. I bought this little game where I'm telling him it's a game, but you learn how to do change. Because you go to the store and these kids are morons and they don't know how to make change.
That's why it all has to go digital, because nobody can make change.
Yeah.
Serious. You're at that point where it's like,
Why can these children not make change? This one kid just gave me back a $1 bill because he couldn't figure it out.
he said, just.
And I was like, you just jump up.
Because I've seen how they do the
me.
math now. The Common Core math and how they do it, it's so confusing. They go through 2-3 steps. And I just tell my daughter, I'm like, do it like this. Just do it this way. Because it's just absolutely silly.
What do you mean they do it through steps?
It's the way they do it is just, it's completely confusing. I can't even explain it. I look at it, I'm like, I got to struggle to do it the way they want you to do it. And I say, do it this way, because this is the way it works. And it's just so bizarre.
Like math, you can only do math.
No, you'd be surprised.
2 + 2
No, we got
is
these
4.
blocks that you fill in, and you shade the blocks, and then it's just so confusing. It's meant to confuse. No, it's meant to confuse. I'll show you when you're here. I mean, it's just absolutely silly. I mean, it really is. It's like stack it up, subtract it, carry it, done.
Yeah.
I mean, why F with what works? Well, because
he's doing typing too. He's doing that's the
keyboarding.
other thing.
I'll tell you what,
Keyboarding.
everybody needs to learn how to type. I took it senior year when I was in high school. I'm like, I'm going to take keyboarding. It's probably the best class I ever took, because now I can type. I get on the keyboard.
That's the reality is we're on a computer. Everyone needs to know how to type. So he has to type and do his multiplication, his coding, and his and doing money and his cursive. That's all we're doing for summer.
And you have a big hug class.
It sounds like a great
learn how to
summer
hug.
camp. It'll be fun.
Then you're good. You got all you need.
Yeah.
Save seeds, If you can learn to save seeds for next year and plant them again, that's a big thing
Well,
too.
Nana bought him a little strawberry plant.
Well,
so
see, there you go.
Yeah,
that's like the only fruit with the seeds on the outside, isn't it? Strawberry?
I don't know. It has hair, so I can't eat it because it just grosses me out.
Oh my gosh. Well, there are those things.
Yeah. It should not have, fruit should not have hair on it. It's wrong.
Got a little fur and got seeds. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It's wrong.
Awfully weird.
Crazy. Anyway. All right. It's Friday, you guys. Are you doing Twitter Spaces?
I don't know. Are you going to jump in? If not, I don't even care. I'm just done.
I know you don't care.
If you don't have time, then I'm just done. I don't even care. If I can't have Litecoin attention, I'm out.
I love coming on to Twitter Spaces.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. I feel like I'm kind of a buzzkill though, because I get all, you guys are like trying to have fun and like talk about boy code stuff. And it's like a big locker room in there. And then I get on there and I'm like, let's talk about the Constitution and get all.
It's like, we don't care about the Constitution right now. We're drunk. And
I know.
We're hating on that, and we're saying no.
I want to get on like a righteous rant of something, and you guys are like talking about, I don't know.
Talk about Digimon code or something, you know. I don't know what we're talking about. All right.
I feel like I'm kind of a buzzkill.
You're not. What we should do, anybody on Twitter, GTL, Ghost Town Living. You know, I'm just looking at the chat. Great Gazoo is like throwing stuff out there tonight. I got to get with him. He sent me his contact information. I got to contact him, talk to him, because I think it'd be a good conversation.
You're going to watch?
No.
Mitch wants to bitch for a couple hours.
Mitch ain't going to bitch for a couple hours, you know, because what time is it right now? Because it says 5 o'clock.
Has something?
It's
new video in 28 minutes.
See, the thing is with Mitch, you know, we got till, I'll tell you what, you're stretching it at 10:30. If you can keep him up till 10:30 on Spaces, you're doing well. Spaces, you know, when I started, it's usually like 3 o'clock in the morning.
So early in the morning.
Well, did you work today?
When we travel, like I used to make a rule.
Bring you food in here. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I want any food.
Coffee until at least 6 or 7
Yeah, don't be getting up early.
Because he gets up so early and then he makes coffee and then
you're just
I'm like yeah, because
I just went to sleep 2 hours ago.
I get up at 5:30.
Yeah.
It's like
no matter what time zone we're in though, he'll get up super early.
I know, and it's silly.
Oh,
absolutely silly.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll do Spaces. I'm not sure what time works for you.
Oh, don't worry about me. I would like to be there. You just tell me, and then I will send me a text on my phone because I don't always get it when you're on Twitter.
Sleep.
Get his beauty sleep. He needs a lot of beauty sleep. You know, he needs his beauty. Yeah, so you know, he's sleeping like 13 hours a day. So. Yeah, I'll send it to you. You know, see, I don't put it out there big time, you know, on Twitter, you know, like Litecoin Underground does, and where he puts it out there and he's like, wants everybody to join in. I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want everybody to join in. It might be. I
know. I keep missing the Litecoin Underground ones too.
Yeah.
Is he consistent with what time?
Yeah, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central or Eastern time, 8 p.m. Central time. And yeah, he's always got good stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really does.
He has great conversations.
Yeah, and
they're very technical.
Yep.
SL just put out some great information.
What do we got? Join the Patreon.
Yeah, I won't put that out for free because that's her paid content.
Okay.
So join my Patreon.
It's going up. What's the long-term
She told me I could share with fans.
What's the long-term coin that we're looking at that's going to be around in 10 years? That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, this was not long-term information.
Okay. Well, I need some short-term information then.
Yeah, this was something very positive.
I'll have to look at it. Shiba's going to pump. Mitch says Shiba. I say Litecoin's going to pump. How can it not pump at this point? And if you've got your Litecoin on an exchange, quit giving them leverage so that they can manipulate it. Take that off. Get that off the exchange. Put it in your own possession.
Oh! He got excited and started moving his hands around and cut himself off. So, all right, guys. You take care. We will see you guys on Monday. Hopefully, I'll get to jump on some Twitter Spaces. If you're on Twitter, we'll see you there. Oh, look, he's back on. He's ranting again.
I guess that's it. They want to take me off because I'm talking about Litecoin. Litecoin is sound money
You
for the
did it
digital
to
age.
yourself.
You need to make sure. Yeah, I know that's
right.
right. Engineered failure, right?
Self-engineered failure. All right.
Yeah.
You guys have a great weekend.
It's crystal knocked.
Everybody call your mother. Your mother loves you. She brought you into this world. Call your mother. Have a great Mother's Day weekend.
She had help.